students and viewers of the program, greetings. I am Professor Archana Kaushik from the Department of Social Work, University of Delhi, Delhi. I welcome you all to this course titled Professional Social Work and Its Values, which is a part of first semester of Bachelor of Social Work online program initiated by Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. In this module, we are going to discuss about two important concepts, social security and social defense. After completing this unit, the students would be able to know about the meaning and definition of the concept of social service and social defense, examine the similarity and relation between social service, social defense and social work, locate the distinguishing features between the two concepts, understand the relevance of these notions for social work teaching and practice. Let us first understand the concept and meaning of the term social service. To a lay person, social service is helping the helpless. It is the service rendered to any person based on the desire to serve humanity. So, social service means help given by a volunteer to an individual or group at the time of need or to enhance the welfare of individuals or the community through personal efforts or collective action. However, in the context of social work discipline, social service has a related but different connotation. We are at that stage of development of human civilization where every civilized society has a duty to enable its members to lead a dignified, decent and respectful life. It is the duty of the society or the state in particular to provide resources and opportunities to all its citizens for the optimum utilization of their abilities, talents and potentials and their personality development. And this is possible when a person has access and availability of provisions of various kinds of services like health, education, recreation, housing, etc. Actually, with time, the connotation of social work changed from charity model to now empowerment model. Similar change we observe in the way social service is viewed. Earlier, it meant helping the needy, and now it means collectives of those services which are provided on an extensive scale to the general population. They serve to meet the basic needs of the people and include such services as health, education, etc. The Webster's Encyclopedic Unabridged Dictionary in 1996, the term social service means an act of helpful activity or help. It also implies aid or assistance given to people so that they are able to perform their expected social roles as responsible members of the society. However, it may be noted that the term service does not mean spoon feeding. Thus, social service includes those basic services required by general people to cover health, education, housing, road, park, electricity and other civic amenities. Thus, social service in its broadest sense means any aid or assistance provided by society to enable its members to optimally actualize their potentials to effectively perform the roles expected or prescribed by society and to remove obstacles that come in the way of personality development or social functioning. According to Cassidy, in 1943, the term social service means those organized services that are primarily and directly concerned with the conservation and protection and the improvement of human services. Friedlander in 1963 similarly enlists social assistance, social insurance, child welfare, corrections, mental hygiene, public health, education, recreation, labor protection and housing related programs under the gamut of social service. Social services thus are those services which are envisaged and provided by society to its members to enable them to develop optimally and to help them to function effectively and to lead life of decency, dignity and liberty. These services directly benefit all the members of the society irrespective of their religion, caste, race, language, region, culture, etc. The two terms used in literature are public service and social welfare service. A finer distinction between public services and social services is that the public services are envisaged and organized by the state as an institution created by society to manage its affairs to the citizens. Social services are envisioned and provided by people in society as enlightened persons for promoting human and social development. Despite this fine distinction, both the terms are quite often used interchangeably and taken as synonymous of each other. At present, when the state is gradually withdrawing from social sector, leaving behind, At present, when the state is gradually withdrawing from social sector, leaving everything to market forces or corporate bodies and civil society organizations, it is more appropriate to use the term social services as compared to public services. Social welfare services are those social or public services which are specifically visualized and designed for weaker and vulnerable sections of the society to enable them to effectively compete with other sections of the society to join the mainstream. Let us look at the characteristic features of social services. First is, social or public services are visualized and organized by the society or state. These services directly benefit all sections of the society. These services have a very wide scope, including everything that has direct bearing on the quality of life of the people. These services aim at promoting human and social development, protecting human rights of people, and creating a sense of duty among them towards society. Social services are very important for social work because social work is concerned with promoting human and social development. Social work seeks to enhance effective social functioning and create new institutions which are required and modify the existing institutions in order that people may optimally utilize their potentials and effectively contribute their might towards society's proper functioning. Last, social work aims at promoting sustainable development by conserving and developing environment so that enough resources may be left for future generations to enable them to lead a proper life. Now, we attempt to understand the term social defense. We know that the prevalence and persistence of problems of crime and deviance has been a matter of serious concern in all societies. When these problems have crossed a threshold, the limit of social tolerance, and have assumed the proportions of social problem, they require interventionist mechanisms comprising of prevention, control, reform, rehabilitation and integration taken up by government and non-government organizations. The measures undertaken to combat these problems represent the society's response to defend itself from the threat these problems pose, and it comes under the domain of social defense. The term social defense is of Italian origin. It has been frequently used in the penal theory of continental Europe and of Latin America. The term social defense has both narrow and broad connotations. In its narrow sense, it remains confined to the treatment and welfare of persons coming in conflict with law. In its broad meaning, it includes within its realm the entire range of preventive, therapeutic and rehabilitative services to control deviance in general and crime in particular in the society. The aim of social defense is to protect society from varied kinds of deviances resulting into widespread social disorganization which seriously disrupts the effective functioning of the society. In the absence of any well thought out policy and planned programs of social defense, the basic objective of any society to ensure happy and peaceful living to all its members is seriously hampered. Thus, social defense is a planned, deliberate and organized effort made by society to defend itself against the attack of disruptive forces which endanger its law and order and thereby impede its socio-economic development. With increasing incidence of acts of people in violation of the prevalent laws of society, it has become essential to formulate policies and plans and organize programs which may hamper in preventing the illegal activities and treat and rehabilitate the offenders in order that they themselves may be able to lead decent and dignified life and may contribute their best towards effective functioning of society. In the present age of corrections, reformative theory of punishment is being strongly advocated mainly on the ground that criminals are not born but are made by adverse and oppressive social conditions that prevail in a social system. A concern for the protection of society as also for promoting the interests of an offender as a human person belonging to a civilized society is being widely shown to. In this backdrop, social defense consists of measures related to prevention and control of juvenile delinquency and crime, welfare services in prisons, aftercare services for discharged prisoners, probation services, suppression of immoral traffic, prevention of beggary and rehabilitation of beggars, prevention and control of drug abuse and alcoholism, and treatment and rehabilitation of drug addicts and alcohols. Correctional services, which are part of social defense programs, are an important field of social work practice. Social workers are working as care workers, probation officers, managers of juvenile cadres, etc. The modern connotation of social defense clearly rejects the primitive measures for the protection of society, decries retributive system of punishment, introduces the element of humanity into the administration of criminal justice system, and establishes the need to create a system where treatment of crime as a social fact and a human act is done. In the light of this, social defense emerges as a new approach to deal with the problem of crime. Mark Ansel mentions that the modern concept of social defense is synonymous for action of a non-penal nature for the treatment of offenders. Ansel says that concept of social defense covers proactive and preventive social policy which aims at the protection of society by protecting the offender as well. Let us look at some of the prominent social defense programs in India. The Social Defense Division of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, is implementing a variety of programs for the neglected and marginalized people, abandoned, destitute, neglected and delinquent juveniles who need care and protection, children who are in conflict with the law, the street children, the drug addicts, the offenders, the aged, and host of others who need special care and support. In brief, the social defense programs are meant to aid, prevent neglect, abuse and exploitation, and provide assistance to the deprived with an aim to bring them into the mainstream. The state governments, autonomous bodies, NGOs and even corporate world are involved in the implementation of these programs. Let us discuss some of the important programs of Social Defense Division. First is the care and protection of children. Under the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act, a whole gamut of services are provided for the two categories of children. One, children in need of care and protection, and two, children coming in conflict with the law. The services provided for the children under the JJ Act are institutional care, rehabilitation, repatriation, adoption, foster care, sponsorship, education, health management, recreation, safety, prevention of harm, protection of welfare and well-being, development, vocational training, aftercare, etc. Next is the integrated program for street children. The objective of this program is to prevent destitution of children and facilitate their withdrawal from life on the street. The program provides for shelter, nutrition, healthcare, education, recreational facilities to street children and seeks to protect them against abuse and exploitation. The target group of this program is children without homes and family ties, that is street children and children especially vulnerable to abuse and exploitation, such as children of sex workers and children of pavement dwellers. Another one is inter-country adoption of children, for which Central Adoption Resource Agency or CARA was set up in 1990. It facilitates the adoption of orphaned, homeless, abandoned, exploited, abused and institutionalized children. Next is care for older persons. The Social Defense Division of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, provides for the needs of older persons through its various programs and activities who have become a vulnerable group due to various micro to macro level factors. Old age homes, daycare centers, mobile Medicare units, grants and aids to voluntary organizations, integrated program for older persons, etc. are some of the salient services for the elderly by this ministry. Prevention of alcoholism and substance abuse is the another one. Under social defense, this is another crucial component. While the control of supply is taken off by the Narcotics Control Bureau and the police, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment looks after the educational and rehabilitation aspects of drug abusers. It includes services for prevention of alcohol and substance abuse, counseling and awareness centers, treatment cum rehabilitation centers, de-addiction camps, awareness creation programs, workplace prevention program, drug awareness, counseling and assistance centers, etc. To conclude, in this module we discussed two important concepts: social service and social justice, related to social work. Social service includes those basic services required by general population such as health, education, housing, etc. for the optimum development of the human resource of the country. The focal point and the distinctive feature in this case is services for general population. Social defense covers interventions that entail the protection of society against crime through a systematically organized and coherent action by the state as well as civil society. It covers issues like rehabilitation and reformation of people in conflict with law, substance abuse prevention, old age care, beggary prevention, transgender welfare, etc. Thank you very much.